What is going on, everybody? It's me. It's Michael B. Happy Monday night. It's a rare Monday night where my voice is working. I seem to be okay this week. For the first time in a really long time, I seem to be healthy. I'm hoping it keeps going. I hope you guys are healthy, had a great weekend, and are excited for a very fun Monday night show. Tonight, a little bit different. I usually do a one topic thing and then run that son of a bitch into the ground. But tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to run it kind of like 19K Fox this week because I've got three topics I really wanted to talk about. First up is the new bunch of Arcade1Up announcements that we all got in a short period of time. A cluster of announcements plus a leak, plus I may have another leak for you maybe tonight. It's probably going to be tomorrow before I can actually share it, but we'll talk about that as much as we can. I don't have anything right now. I just know something's coming. And on top of that, I also want to talk a little bit about my experience. You guys probably saw the video this past weekend. I bought my first real arcade. And real arcades are really hard to keep running, especially the one I bought. So we're going to talk about that. And last but not least, some stuff has come out recently. Like, people are pretty critical of us home arcade YouTubers talking about pinball. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit now and say, am I a pinball channel now? I thought that'd be a little bit fun and maybe share some stuff with you, because maybe I'm Mikey Two Pins now, which a lot of you already know. Anyways, we should have a bunch of fun tonight talking about all this fun stuff: home arcade, real arcade, pinball, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Thank you so much for being here. This is Chill and Chat with Michael B. Guys, it's been a very long day. I forgot to actually get my poll question up, so I'm putting it up now, ripping 19K Fox off completely. Absolutely, completely. So just give me a second. I want to run my poll up here now. Oh, this is what an interesting way to start a show, right? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. So how the hell have y'all been? Throw it in the comments. What's going on? How your weekend was? How everything else was? I should have had this done. I'm so sorry. Just a minute. Oh, guys, what a professional performance I'm running here, hey? So who's here for pinball? Who's here for arcades? Who's here for everything else? Who's here for home arcade? Let me know in the comments. I am a fun guy. And geez, I didn't think that could take any longer, but the poll's up now. So for those of you that see it, which Arcade1Up announcement or leak are you most excited for? So we've got Big Buck Hunter Pro Deluxe, Time Crisis, KIF MVC2, and the NBA Jam 30th Deluxe. A lot of information in the last little while. And I guess we can kind of start there. Let's talk about Arcade1Up. But before we get into that, I want to bring the chat up on the screen and say hello to some people. So, guys, I see a ton of you guys here. Thank you so much for being with me. Carlo's here. Dan Z. Dan in St. Louis. What's happening, brother? Eric Busier. Finn Bassman. Here we go. Kevin Clausen. JJ's here. Jeff Walsh. Good to see you, my brother. Steven C. Kurt Mason. Kurt Mason says, I just ordered the Backbox 2.0 from Buy Stuff. I've decided to completely mod out my ALP. Going to get Cleveland software pinball kit with 10 solenoids. Kurt Mason, you got to tell me more about that. I'm interested for that. I've got my ALP mostly modded out. I've got my, Backbox 2.0, and I've got a PC hooked up to it running some VPX and Pinball FX. So yeah, definitely interested to hear about that. Any news for Arcade1Up Pinball? I wish I had some good news for Arcade1Up Pinball. The only news for Arcade1Up Pinball, David, is that Arcade1Up Pinball Star Wars is coming to Costco relatively soon. It's going to be $50 off. Stupid Fat Hobbit's here. It's me. It's Pinball B. We're going to talk about that later. El Capitan's here. Rody8105, Stephen Ramey, Hobby Monster. Kevin Clausen says, hit that like. I appreciate it. Matt Astor Gaming's here. Hello, beautiful people. Soul Red is here. Jason M, my great moderator. Thank you so much, Jason M, for being here. Everybody give Jason M a high five in the chat for moderating the chat, being an awesome dude. I got Andy's Game Room Guru. Langs is here. What's happening, Chris? Calvin Wong. You need more pinball content, man. Who doesn't? MSU Rich, G.I. Joel, Sterling Hall's here. Sterling, my man. Oh, Sterling, I miss my Tron Arcade1Up. I might have to get it back if the dude can't get Tron working, the real one. We got Kevin Voulin. Kevin, nice to see you. First time I saw your name here. Harry X, Horizon Dreams, Amanda Turner, Michael B. Have a great show tonight. Thank you very much, Amanda. Dr. Z is here. Eric Gallegos. And there we go, guys. We are up to date, everybody. I hope you're having a great night. Here we go. And Chris Ford says, Kith basically means none of the above in the poll. Hey, come on. Kith isn't that bad. Kith is interesting. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for being here. I've got a couple things I'm working on. One, I'm really hoping I get the debut. I made it before the show, so we'll see if I get a chance for that up. Also, the show won't be as bad as the ones I ran last week. I mentioned to you guys that my big monitor for my computer died, my gaming monitor. And anyways, I couldn't figure out why. It turns out that I bought this Samsung monitor as a secondary monitor for my PC. So I could bring this stuff over here. Basically I have two screens running and I didn't want something too big. I gave my brother my 27-inch screen. So I had this little 24-inch Samsung cheap screen. And it turns out that wasn't interacting well with my big screen and it was switching shit back and forth. And that's actually what burned out and killed my big screen. So I got rid of the 24-inch Samsung. I replaced it with a 24-inch Acer and I got another big screen here. So I am back up and running with my full operation. I am so happy about that. It just sucks because I really didn't want to buy a new screen already, but here we are. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to be selling some old games and stuff to try to pay for my new screen this week. All right, guys, so let's get started with some fun stuff. So you guys would have seen all the news, information, and leaks this past week. So that's what I want to share with you now. The first piece of news to come out that was relatively exciting that I want to share with you guys. Let me just bring this up. Boom. So, guys, you would have seen this past week the NBA Jam 30th Anniversary Deluxe Arcade Machine. So our third iteration of Arcade1Up NBA Jam. We had the original that had the swan neck features. It was the first cab with live, I think, if I remember correctly. Then, of course, we have the Shack Jam, which I currently have. Hey, Mr. Dude 206. We got to do a stream soon, brother. I want to bring up my brother here, Mr. Dude 206. We've been friends on YouTube for about 13 years now, believe it or not, man. And actually, we've got this group, we call it the Bear Club, that we've been talking the whole time. And we've got another buddy, EdT1138. So the four of us have been friends for 13 years. We connected on YouTube. We've stayed friends, continued to chat through Facebook and different things like that. And we are all getting together for the very first time, coming up at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, all hanging out. Very first time in person, so I'm very excited to see you guys there. Can't wait to get burgers and for Chris to get in a lot of trouble somehow. Anyways, NBA Jam 30th Anniversary Deluxe Arcade Machine. You're getting the same game lineup. The big difference here is we've got the new deluxe form factor. It's got more of that NFL Blitz shape. Plus, it's got the coin doors. I think the coin doors actually have light up buttons as well. So, and it does have a live button, which I missed out on. Charlie Chuck, you changed your avatar. I'm so sad by that. What happened, brother? That's okay. Every now and then you got to change your avatar, right? So we've got NBA Jam 30th Anniversary. This is a cab. I've already got Shack Jam, so I don't think I'll be jumping in. But NBA Jam 30th Anniversary, it's a much better form factor. It's got the slanted control panel. It's pretty dope. For anybody that has NFL Blitz, you know how great that slanted control panel with the skirt is. So, you know, if you don't have an NBA Jam already, or you don't like your original and you don't have Shaq Jam, or you have Shaq Jam and don't like the screen and don't want to mod it, this may be an awesome option for you. So that was the first big announcement after a very, very, very long drought. Then, of course, right after that, we got the Marble Kith edition. Hold on, guys. I'm going to see if I can make this bigger. It's a little bit bigger, I suppose. But we got Marble Kith, which is a re-release of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Very quickly, Mike Hawk-Hertz, who recently won a shirt on the Super Game Room dudes on Friday. And the funny thing is, P-Dubs was telling me he actually sent your information to John D, and John D was shocked. He was like, wait a minute, that's a real person? So congratulations, Mike Hawk-Hertz. Hopefully you get your shirt relatively soon. So the Marble Kith edition here, it's Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Usually I'm pretty critical of these 3/4 scale arcades when they don't have the original art, but let's be honest, all the Capcom cabs are conversion kits. None of them had anything except for, you know, they had a marquee, they had a control panel, some had bezels, and then they had just like a square of art put on the side. So outside of the Capcom Legacy, the original Capcom Legacy, there's never been a true iteration of a Capcom cab with just the square of art on the side. But what they did here was they decided to just pimp it out and make it look great. So they took the original comic where they reformed the X-Men, made it really cool, brought X-Men back to life, put that on the side. I think it looks great. I don't like the marquee. You know, the control panel looks okay. It's different, but I think it's a cool looking cabinet for those who want a risered cabinet and for those who want a special Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But the other thing is, if you missed out on Marvel vs. Capcom 2, there's also limited stock now currently available. Again, you can get the other cab. Still problems with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as well. I mean, the online works, but it only works on one level, so that kind of sucks. But I actually have a little bit of information about Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that was passed on to me earlier tonight. It looks like there's going to be an additional update coming up for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's going to be fixing a couple issues with the game. Still no rollback, but look for some more bugs and performance improvement fixes in an update. I think it's coming out tonight, maybe tomorrow, but there is a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 update coming, so with new stock available, plus the Kith collab. Very, very cool. Then on top of that, we also got the Big Buck Hunter Pro Deluxe. Of course, this was leaked by Randy's Records quite a while back. We finally see what the cabinet looks like. When I did my video announcing it, I made a minor mistake, and by minor, I mean 8 inches mistake. And if you ask most women, 8 inches isn't minor at all. But 8 inches is actually added to the height. Most people know that, you know, when you played the original Buck Hunter, anybody who's seen it, played it, had it, it is the shortest Arcade1Up of all time. It was just way too short. People were buying Buy Stuff Store riser boosters for it. You needed to do something to bring it up. It needed an extra 4 to 6 inches. So hearing about that extra 8 inches is actually a game changer. It really improves this cabinet. Plus, it comes with a coin door. The buttons don't light up on this one. The thing that I'm really still stuck on with this that I hate is the fact they didn't include a light up marquee. That blows chunks. I watched a video earlier someone shared showing this like vacuum hair cutter. It was a real product, and I couldn't just stop thinking about Wayne's World. It sucks while it cuts. It certainly does suck. And the fact that they didn't include a light up marquee on this one certainly does suck. I don't understand the mindset behind it. But again, Retro 530 has an excellent replacement marquee. I know he's shut down right now, but hopefully he gets up and running again. You guys can get access to his amazing marquee. 100% must have. It's expensive, but it's a must have if you're going to buy the Buck Hunter marquee. Every Arcade1Up you want to have in your collection, you want to have a light up marquee for. No non-light up marquee. Maybe it's good for casuals that are just going to throw this in their game room or bar and reminisce about days back in the pool halls in college. But anybody that actually wants to add this to their collection, they're going to want a light up marquee, right? So those are all the official announcements we got from Arcade1Up over the course of the past couple of weeks. And it's so funny because we got one announcement and it seemed like they said we were going to get one announcement every month or a couple of weeks. And then 6-7 weeks went by, nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 we got 3 big announcements right in a row. So it's funny. We're going to talk about this later. A lot of people have been really throwing this out there that the home arcade YouTubers aren't making a lot of videos, aren't really covering home arcade a lot recently. Well, one big reason is just there's not a lot of news. There hasn't been much information that's really interesting or cool to share or stuff we're excited about because Arcade1Up wasn't releasing any cabs. iArcade went out of business. And AtGames has some really cool stuff coming out, but we don't have any information on it yet. Until Wagner gets his test sample of the ALP 4KP, I mean, that's the first bit of new news we've had about that since the initial announcement. So for those of the people saying we're not making videos about home arcade products, it's because they're not announcing anything. This is not rocket science. What are we supposed to make videos about, right? Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. Jim Harper knows. I mean, on Super Game Room Dudes every week, I make the thumbnails for it. I would always leave a slot open for whatever iArcade had going. Now there's nothing. There's no weekly game release. There's no weekly news coming from the home arcade space. So, we talk about what we want to talk about. I don't feel like forcing content for the sake of it. Speculation to the roof. But anyways, speaking of speculation, we do have a little bit of speculation to go over tonight. So news leaked yesterday, and I'm throwing it up on the screen here now. Time Crisis came up from a Danish website, and here we go. Oh, wait a minute, very quickly. The new older Charlie Chuck still has food all around him as seen in the new Avatar, but I think he has had a traumatic life. Thanks, Charlie, for the update. Anyways, going back to Big Buck Hunter. So here we go. It looks like we're getting 2 shooters this year. This is the revamped Big Buck Hunter from the original we saw. This is definitely a lot more arcade authentic. I love that the marquee is done the way it is. Screams arcade. Side art looks really good. I love what they did here with the control panel. As you can see, the pedal. I know a couple weeks ago when there was a leak, people were questioning, how do you know there's 2 options, a button on the gun and a pedal? We can clearly see a pedal here. I don't like the gray front. It might be arcade accurate, but it needs a coin door or something else there to make it look a little bit better. But here we go. There's a look at Time Crisis. Now, for those of you worried about Time Crisis not working well, it runs, the actual arcade game runs on the same emulator that Ridge Racer did. You guys know how Ridge Racer, how well that worked. So for those questioning whether or not Time Crisis is going to work very well, if it's a system, I think it's like 22 or system 32 Namco game, if Ridge Racer ran well and you were happy with that, I owned a Ridge Racer, I know it did. I'm pretty confident Time Crisis and the other gun games on this cab will run well as well. There's 2 things that I can't stand in this world: people that are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Danish. So hopefully we get news on Big Buck Hunter relatively soon. There's nothing, no port data, nothing like that. I don't know how close it is, but the assumption is this should be coming out before the holiday season. So I would say expect this sometimes around September, October, November. Definitely going to be out before Christmas. That's my guess. Ryan Lemire says, I'm sure it won't make it to Canada. I don't know about that. I know that we've got kind of like a rough run the last little while, and I don't fully understand why that is. I think it's a combination of the stores already have so much stock, but also it looks like Best Buy had some exclusivity in the US, and maybe that bled over to Canada too. And the distributor wasn't willing to bring stuff in just for Best Buy at this time. They had to bring it in for everybody in order for them to do it. So the Brick, Walmart, everybody. So I guess now that the Best Buy exclusivity is run out, other retailers are getting the stock. Maybe we'll see it come through in Canada as well. Travis says, FYI, that picture isn't accurate. Travis, we know. We know that picture's not accurate. If you want to drop an accurate picture, feel free, man. I'll throw it up. This is the Danish picture, though. It's not 100% accurate, so we'll see some changes, I'm sure, when the final product is revealed. Is it going to have the retro shooter inside for Guts? Dr. Z, I hope not. That product does not look good. Like it's cool that it's an out of the box option, but I mean, after you play with Sindens and other options that don't need like light bar sensors and shit like that, you don't want to do any of that stuff. This is a fun comment. Alexis T. Ramirez, I thought Arcade1Up is dead. Who said that? Who said Arcade1Up was dead? I know a lot of people in the community are upset that we're getting a lot of re-releases, and they feel that there hasn't been anything new. Time Crisis is new, something to be excited about. Mike Montano, are you buying a Stern Venom Premium? No, unfortunately, I won't be buying a Stern Venom Premium right now. Looks like a really cool table. I'm really hoping, like, the only Stern pins that we have in the entire province are, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a movie game, and we also have Deadpool. So I'm hoping Venom is enough of a tie-in for the movie theater, the Cineplex that runs the Redemption Arcade tie-in, the game room that's next to it. It's enough of a movie tie-in for them to be interested enough to bring it in. That's the only way I'll see one here. But like, I'll just be honest, I don't have the money to go out and buy like a new Stern pin whenever they're announced. I would love to, but there we go. So Hermano Ravioli says, actually, the guns on the retro shooter are amazing, especially the weight and recoil. That's good to hear, man. Like, I think that aspect is really cool. I would love for it to be really good. I'm going off what I've seen so far, and like, I'm not super interested, but that doesn't mean it won't be awesome for other people. So there you go. Papa Brad says, why aren't there any new 80s games from Arcade1Up? Well, we heard there was one new Arcade1Up 80s game coming this year. Hopefully it still comes. We'll see. So I do want to talk about, I've been talking about leaks, and I do want to, so Andy's Game Room, where's this comment? Zohar, no, this doesn't come with Time Crisis 2, unfortunately. So we saw the games list a couple weeks ago. We saw the games list a couple weeks ago when it was leaked on the Arcade1Up app, and it looks like it's just, if I'm not mistaken, Time Crisis, Point Blank, and Steel Gunner 1 and 2. That were the games list that came up on the app. So there you go. Goofy Foot, I see your comment there. You need to not interested in any on that poll. There's only 4 options, brother. So I'd love to throw that up too there. Really quickly, Mike B, is there any update on the Walmart scam, no scam? Yeah, the last I heard was Walmart have completely removed the seller from Walmart.com. They got enough complaints, so they're done. And from what people are saying right now, everybody is getting a refund. So anybody out there that ordered one of those cabs, if Walmart has contacted you, you have got a refund, let me know, confirm what's out there. So yeah, we can go. Anyways, let me get this off screen and let me go full screen again. Free Qbert. I agree, man. Free Qbert. We need Qbert. So I do have a little bit more information. I got a little bit of news sent to me earlier today. I don't have anything that I can verify yet, but I may have some information on another cab leaked from Arcade1Up. I'll really hope I can get the information. I don't think I'm going to be able to talk about it tonight, so it might be a video that I'm doing tomorrow. I can't say anything right now because I don't have enough information to go on, but there is another leak coming, and look for something from me tomorrow, whether it's a post, a video, something. There is another cab that's coming out. I think you guys might dig it. I know I'm really excited for it. The only hint that I can throw out there is there's a certain line of cabs from Arcade1Up that I really like. And do the math. If it's something I really like, and I've talked about how much I like, you might guess what line of cabs it belongs to. Before we do anything else, I'm so happy about this. I made something for this. I've got a super chat here from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, $4.99 US. Hey, Mike, just wanted to say hi. Time Crisis is looking good. A step in the right direction for Arcade1Up. I completely agree, man. That might be one of their nicest looking cabs yet. And from what I understand, that's not even the final version. So much care and detail paid to the original arcade. I love it. Thank you very much, Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, one of the most positive, cool people in the community. Always stop by everybody's stream, throwing super chats up there to, make us feel good and valuable. And I really appreciate it, man. And because you're the first person to throw it up, you also get my very own super chat celebration video. That's right, baby. That's my super chat celebration video. I just thought it was hilarious. Everybody said a little while back that I was getting super chats to buy pinball. So screw it. It's pinball money, baby. Thank you so much, Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. You are awesome. One of the best people in the community. Thank you very much for being here, man. Thank you. All right, guys, let me get the chat back up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple different videos for that. I really like that Fox does that with throwing you to the pit and stuff like that. So I'm just going to make some fun videos. Oh, we got another one. Here we go. Chit for Brains, super chat, $5 US. Better be a dual stick cab. So some people might have, I might have a little too close to the vest, but I can tell you it's not a dual stick cab. But thank you very much, Chit for Brains. And because of that, unfortunately, something went wrong. Here we go. Let me see if I can bring it back up. Of course, now I can't. So give me 1 second, Chit for Brains. Let me bring up the graphic because we're gonna watch it again, brother. I love it. Let's see if I can get the chat overlay back up. Yes, there it is. It's working again. God bless you, people. Here we go. We got a $2 super chat from Kevin Clausen. Hopefully you guys don't get tired of this because the requests are coming in. Sorry, guys. It's super chat time again. My wife was so mad at me when I made that video earlier, guys. You have no idea. She was so frustrated because I left and I was like, I got to go do something. And I made that video. Oh, my goodness. We got another one here from El Capitan. El Capitan says, just want to see the celebration again. God bless you, El Capitan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, I really hope you're not getting tired of this. I got to make more of these. Oh, El Capitan, thank you very much. Oh my God, guys, you guys are nuts. We got more coming in. Papa Brad's Gaming. Papa Brad, I want to see pinball again. By the way, your pinball and real arcade videos are also great. Thank you so much, Papa Brad. And don't worry, I haven't forgot about it. So we're going to talk about it in just a minute. I actually have a second pinball table, and I want to say a huge thank you to P-Dub's Arcade Loft. This is not shade. This is real. I never would have known about this table if it wasn't for the fact that P-Dubs talked it all up, talked about how it was one of his favorite tables. That's what caught my interest. And when I saw it in the guy's house, I mentioned that this was one of my friend's favorite tables and drew my eye to it. And I love it. It's such a cool table. So there's going to be some coverage coming up on that. And thank you very much, Papa Brad. And once again, guys. You guys are awesome, by the way. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. We got another super chat here. Huge one. Super chat 13.99 Canadian. Keep up the good work, bro. We need more creators like you. Lipsio Carvalho. I really hope I said that right. I am sorry if I didn't. Thank you very much, Lipsio. And God, make it stop. I'd rather lick a half-eaten nostalgia banana than hear that again. I'm sorry. Next week, I will make multiple videos, people, but I got to do it one more time. Thank you very much for the super chat. I 100% have a copyright strike by now. Thank you very, very much, man. And we also, Console Fanboy says, bad idea, make the whole stream will be like this and it's bad. Oh, I'll make more videos for next time. But we do have another super chat here from Kevin Clausen. Let's help this Canadian get a pinball machine. God bless you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. Well, Steve, I'm sorry, man. I've appreciated you being here, brother. Anyways, guys, I got to do it. That's the thing. So we will come back to it. I'll save it a little bit because people are getting upset. Oh, guys. So I just wanted to say thank you, everybody. I will do more videos next week, so it's not repetitive. Thank you very much, Kevin Clausen. Let's help this Canadian get a pinball machine. And also, oh my God, here we go. We've also got Vasel. Please stop with the pinball vid. Love you, though. I hear you. And 19K Fox says, I want to run up that hill. All right, guys. One more time. God bless you. I think you're fantastic. People are getting upset. One more time, and then we'll move on. All right, guys, we'll let it go. We'll let it go. No more clips. No more clips. I'm going to do multiple clips next time so it's not so repetitive. I ran out of time tonight. I only had time to make the one. I'm so sorry. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. You're all fantastic. You didn't have to do that. I really super, super appreciate it. Richie Hello, you are not pushing the pinball up that hill. Oh, no, I brought it up a set of stairs once, and then that's more than enough. Oh, Samuel Lopez, $1.99 for shipping and taxes. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So moving on, let's shift focus now. So, oh, I really want to jump off a large cliff at this point. So the reason for the song is obviously this past week, I got to do this really cool thing that was just an impromptu thing where, Beefkong and Justin, Console Kids, were at the Stern booth at Comic-Con. And, just at the last minute, I was like, hey, you guys are there. Let's jump on a stream and talk about Venom. I think that'll be fun. We can just talk about it. Here we go. Kevin Clausen, $10 super chat. I like people who are transparent with their intentions. Also, 19 King Fox stole chill and set, so you're firing back. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hey, that's right. This is This Week with Michael B. Mikey Two Pins. I got to make more videos, guys. I'll stop it. I pushed it too much. Thank you so much, Kevin, for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. So, this past week, I got to do the stream with B and Justin, and one of the cool things was, it's in that pinball video that we just put up there, was we actually got to interview Brian Eddy, who is one of the greatest pinball creators of all time. I mean, Attack from Mars. We also have Medieval Madness, and of course, Stranger Things, Venom, The Mandalorian. He's made so many amazing tables. He's working with Stern now. He just did Venom. So we got to talk to him a lot about that. But one of the cool things I got to do was, they were trying to end the interview, and I was like, whoa, one more thing, iArcade fans. So I said, one more thing. What about Stranger Things. Is there any way I can get it out of the vault? Because I'm a huge fan of that pinball table. Like, Godzilla was my number one. Stranger Things was my 1A, Stranger Things Premium. So I had to ask. I had to know. And he dropped a bit of news. Honestly, that was very exciting for the pinball community, and said, hey, you might be really excited. We might have something for you later this year. So that was a cool experience. I don't think I'm a pinball expert by any means. I'm just a dude who's getting into it, really interested, likes it, likes talking a little bit about it, but obviously doesn't have all the knowledge. Like, if you want knowledge, you want really good pinball content, you're going to watch Straight Down the Middle. You're going to want to watch, Kerry Hardy. If you want to see really good players, you're going to want to watch Dead Flip. There's another guy, I think it's IE Pinball. Awesome content creator, awesome player. He's got some great pinball videos. I'm never going to be that guy. I don't have like an amazing pinball setup. I don't have the knowledge they have. I've said it 100 times. Like, when they start talking about the code isn't ready, I'm lost. I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about. So, am I going to be a pinball channel? Obviously not. Am I going to talk about pinball? Yes. Am I going to talk about wrestling? Sometimes. Am I going to talk about horror movies? Oh, you best believe I'm going to talk about horror movies. I'm going to talk about toys. I'm going to talk about whatever I want. P-Dub said it this past weekend, and it's something I've always said. Our channels aren't about specific topics. We're not home arcade channels, or we're channels, and we talk about the stuff we're interested in. So for the last couple months, there hasn't been a lot of news in the home arcade space. There hasn't been a lot of things to be excited about. And you've also got to realize that a lot of these newer creators, some of them got into the space a lot later than we did. We've already been through these games. We've already played them to death. So, maybe we're not as excited about picking up NBA Jam the third time or Big Buck Hunter the second time. They're cool, but we've been there, man. So maybe we don't have the same excitement and enthusiasm that these guys have for some of the new titles. And we are looking for more stuff like Time Crisis, more stuff like Fast and Furious, shit we haven't seen before, XL cabs, Pro cabs. That's kind of what we're moving towards. So that's why in the last little while we've just been talking about other stuff. We've been interested in about other stuff. Me personally, I've been playing a bunch of modern games that I've just been going back to, and it's actually nice to have time. Last night, oh my God. I said I was healthy, and then of course I'm having this little bit of a cough now. But last night I got to do something really cool. I've been playing Metroid Prime since launch. I bought it launch day, and I just sucked at the game. I don't know what was wrong with me. I just couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get it, and I would always get to the part where I go to the, part where the space aliens are right before Their Adrift, space pirates, and I just fall apart. The game would fall apart for me. I sucked. But this time I played through it. I didn't even use a guide, and I just got everything. I got every missile. I got every energy container. I got all the stuff. No guides, nothing. I had an awesome time. And for the first time in 21 years, last night I beat Metroid Prime. That's what I've been doing with my time when I've not been, so invested in home arcade. But the other thing, we've been talking about pinball. We're all interested in pinball. We've always been interested in pinball. Virtual pinball, regular pinball, playing pinball on PC. This is not anything new, but having physical pinball and going playing physical pinball, maybe that's in people's minds now. But one thing that I did want to bring up from my tirade here is, am I going to be a pinball channel? Here's the funny thing. We did that show and we interviewed Brian Eddy, and it actually got picked up by Nap Arcade. So this past week, they actually brought up our interview that we had with Brian Eddy, and it was all about Stern going to do another production run on Stranger Things. So they did the interview, they shared my video, and there's the screen cap right there when I got the great news that, yes, they were going to be doing another run on Stranger Things, possibly. Brian Eddy alluded to it. Look how excited I am. Look how excited B and Brian are. What a cool moment. So Nap Arcade shared my article. Am I a pinball channel? No. Do I talk pinball? Yes. If I wanted to transition to a pinball channel, this is certainly a good start. Anyways, I was shocked. I mean, what a cool moment just from something we decided to do on the fly. I got to talk to a legend, a person that's designed some of my favorite pinball tables of all time, an icon in the space just on the fly because B is bolder than any person I know. And he's like, I'm just going to go out and talk to Brian Eddy. And then from all that, I also got thrown into this and got an article up on Nap Arcade for it. So thank you very much, B and Justin, for doing that. And what a cool coincidence, right? So am I a pinball channel? No. But I like pinball. Okay, here we go. Super chat $4.99. Goofy Foot. Here's $5 for next week's super chat reel. I'm requesting big balls, ACDC. I've got big balls. Goofy Foot, I don't know if you watch wrestling, but there was a wrestler in ECW named Balls Mahoney. That's his song when he came to the ring. So if you've never checked it out, check out Balls Mahoney in ECW. Thank you very much for the super chat. I love this comment from Jason Tierney. I thought you guys, all you guys, the Super Game Room dudes, were all Mortal Kombat channels now. We're thinking about it. It's lucrative. It's a lucrative move. Maybe we'll move there, but no, we're not Mortal Kombat channels just yet, Jason Tierney. Not just yet. Ray Rockwood, we have talked about that, and I've thought about doing it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to the food truck as much as I used to. I used to go to that place like 2 times a week. So I'm going once a week to once every 2 weeks right now. So, and I always go by myself. I just got to go. I got to bring a tripod and I've got to do it. So yeah, I've been planning to do a food review. I want to do one soon. Trust me, it's going to happen. I'm going to go to Johnny Amaze and review a burger. I promise you I'll do it. We got another super chat here from Console Fanboy, $9.99 US. Successful channels should evolve. It's healthy to change it up. If your interests change the content. You'll have haters no matter what you do. Might as well do whatever you want. Thank you very much, Sohar. That's actually a really good comment, man. I appreciate the super chat too. For anybody that is here and they're like, I can't believe Mike is talking about different things. If you've been around for a long time, I mean, I used to cover NES games, like pretty much exclusively retro consoles, because there was one point where that was completely my interest in gaming. That's all I wanted to talk about. All my friends in the community were about that stuff. That's all I did. Talk about collecting Nintendo games, talk about playing them. And then I reached a point where I had my daughter and I was in a situation where I decided it was best to sell my games for a lot of reasons. I've done content on this. So, I let that go. I let my NES collection go, but I was still into retro games. So then I played a bunch of retro games and I made videos on that. I'm still playing them through emulation. I was RGT85 before RGT85 was. Really quick, 360 here. I think you'd be a great pinball channel. Thank you very much, brother. 360, I was talking to him over the weekend. And I actually had really good conversations with 360 over the weekend. Good guy, guys. Go check him out. Thank you very much for the super chat. So I used to do that. And then after I was really into emulation for a couple of years, through watching RGT, if you watched my video a couple of weeks ago, I really started getting interested in Arcade1Up. So that's been my passion for the last couple of years, building this home arcade, talking about these home arcade companies and all the cool stuff you could do. And that hasn't gone away. I'm still interested in retro gaming. I'm still interested in home arcade, but I'm also interested in doing other stuff. Like, things change, interests change. That doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. It's just, it's probably not going to be the only thing I cover. Now, where I did want to go with this is there's new channels popping up that are super interested in covering just home arcade. And instead of me attacking them or anything like that for, questioning our interest or anything like that, here's what I want to tell you guys. Go watch them. There's lots of people out there. They all have interesting opinions. It's cool to form communities, meet other people that have the same interests that you do. So, and I'm not going to tell you just watch me. I'm not going anywhere, but I am not going anywhere. But go watch everybody else too. Go watch new creators. Go talk to them, form interests. That's what YouTube's supposed to be. That's what YouTube was originally. It was basically a show and tell where we would meet show our shit, talk about our interests, meet other cool people. And then we end up going to conventions and doing cool stuff like Cleveland, going to Arcade in Chicago last year. That's what this should be. So I'm not going to tell you who to watch, who not to watch, but I will tell you, watch what you're interested in, form friendships, do cool things, be excellent to one another, and don't worry what other people are doing. If they're not doing something that you like, or they're not covering stuff the way they should, find someone else that does. Like, this is easy. So anybody out there that for some reason is worried about us covering pinball or us covering other topics, I'm sorry, man, but that's what my channel's always been. I cover what I'm interested in, and I support you, and I support your interest in not watching me or watching your own thing. You do you, man. And everybody, just watch everybody, be cool. Most importantly, have fun playing games, have fun doing whatever you do for a hobby, and just be good to people. That's all I want to say on that. So anyways, that's my pinball rant over. I do have a new pinball machine, which you saw in the thumbnail. Again, thank you to P-Dubs, Double Dragon, Dungeons and Dragons. Really cool pinball machine. I can't wait to show you guys more about it. I'll probably do a video on it this week. It's a really interesting table. It's got some amazing music, and it's got a really cool magic save mechanic that I think you guys will love. Constorm Entertainment, what's happening, man? So guys, moving on to the last one that I want to talk about. You would have saw my video this past week where I actually bought my first real arcade cabinet, and I was so excited. I sold my Tron Arcade1Up cabinet because I had the real deal in my house. And if you watch the video, you know I ended up having some problems with that. And I actually got a lot of messages from people saying, I hope this experience doesn't sour you from buying real arcades in the future. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit. So first off, the thing I want to throw out there to everybody, there seems to be this divide between whether or not you should play real arcades, Arcade1Up, play multicades. You know what the truth of the matter is, guys? Whatever way you enjoy playing them, do that. If you want to watch people that tell you that they like this cabinet, cool. If you want to watch people that tell you they don't like Arcade1Up, cool. Whatever way you experience your game is the way to experience it. The important thing is you're playing, and whether or not, like, I'll always go back to this example of when I was really into the classic consoles. I would talk about, I want to buy a classic console, and they're like, you are wasting your money. You can buy a Raspberry Pi. A Raspberry Pi does everything that your classic console does. And I was like, yeah, well, it doesn't look like the NES. It doesn't have the controller. And they were like, well, that's just a waste of money. That's kind of like Arcade1Up. And people are like, why don't you play it on a multicade? Why don't you play it on your PC? Well, Arcade1Up goes that extra step. They add in the art. They add in a controller that looks like it. So you get this sense of nostalgia you wouldn't get somewhere else. So that's what really drew me into Arcade1Up, was you were getting so much like the original arcade. Now, people that detract from this stuff, they're going to say, like, controls aren't good. It's true. The controls aren't good. Controls are nowhere near as good as an arcade. I can tell you 1000% playing the real Arcade Tron compared to playing the Arcade1Up Tron is a night and day experience. You get the art, you get everything that looks there, but the quality of controls is amazingly different. Arcade1Up is making cheaper versions, toy versions, so it's not the same experience. But if you enjoy it, it doesn't matter. That's it. But anyways, going back, people have been telling me, I hope you don't get turned away from real arcades. And I do want to clarify with that. I hope that my video didn't discourage people from owning real arcades. Owning real arcades is tough. It's tough. Like, you are getting into it, and you are not just buying something that you're going to get and it's going to work right out of the box without problems, that you have a warranty with, that you can, register on an app and call the company and get them to replace parts. No, you buy something, and most times you're not going to get a cool seller like me. You're going to be responsible for your equipment. You are going to have to be responsible for the maintenance. Being a real arcade collector, not that I know everything about it, obviously. I've only owned one for about a month before it got rid of me. But being a real arcade owner means that you're also taking on the responsibility of maintaining it, keeping it running. And in order to do that, you have to have passion, you have to have interest, you have to be willing to learn how to fix the boards, all that stuff. So for me, with Tron, I was willing to do that. But the problem is, Tron is one of the most complex arcade machines of all time. Like, I've had many people unblock Messiah. I'm sorry, I didn't know Messiah was blocked. I never blocked him. All right, let me get the chat up. How do I unblock somebody from the chat? No, Messiah shouldn't be blocked. If one of my moderators blocked him, please put him back in, guys. So I don't know how to do it right now while I'm going live on the chat. So I'm sorry, Messiah. We'll get that figured out. Anyways, Tron is one of the hardest arcades to keep running. So I explained one of the problems I had was the front sprites just disappeared. So what actually is, the PCB isn't a normal PCB. It's a 3 PCB stack, and there's 2 separate PCBs that run graphics. There's a front graphic and a back graphic. And what I found with mine, I went online and there was a guy called, I think it was like Retro Games Party or something online, who actually does a lot of fixing videos for Tron, and he actually identified my issues specifically. YouTube Studio and unblock him. Okay, let me do that, because Messiah, I did not block you, brother. I don't know what happened. So let me just go to my YouTube Studio live on the air and get this sorted out. So customization, is that how I do it? Nope. Where in God's name is it? I don't know how to do this. Is it under community? Someone tell me how to do this, man. I don't know how to do it. Sorry, guys. I don't like this. I don't like people getting blocked. How do I do it? I should know how to do it. It's not under customization. Studio settings, hidden users. Settings. Okay, I know where settings is now. All right. Thanks, P-Dubs. Hidden users. I see Nostalgia as a hidden user. Yep. All right, Messiah, you are back in, brother. Sorry about that. All right. I don't know what happened. Very sorry, man. All right. Kevin Clausen. While we're doing that, can we see some pinball money one more time? I know people are mad, but here we go. I really like this video. I work really hard on it. I love that video. Thank you so much, Kevin Clausen. I am so sorry, guys. Oh, I really gotta hide nostalgia on this channel too. Son of a bitch. Anyways, so Tron was really complicated to keep working. So long and short of it, don't let my experience discourage you. If there's a classic arcade out there that you've always been dreaming of getting, go out and get it. Most of them are much easier to keep up and running and maintain. Like I mentioned with Tron, I got really friggin' lucky because I had such an awesome seller. The guy who sold it to me was really passionate and, wanted to make this experience right and happy. So he's currently working on it. I mean, he already did all the work. Like, he recapped the monitor, put a new flyback in there. He did the conversion on the power supply. This should have worked. It was just some stupid issues with the PCB, and then the audio and input board had some problems. So don't take my experience to mean that any home arcade you get is going to die. 100%. Go check out guys like Retro Ralph, talk to Pitbull, talk to guys that are into the real arcade stuff. It's a fun hobby, but part of that hobby, I do want to, warn you, is maintaining, and you got to have a passion for keeping these things running, for finding CRTs, for doing the work that they do, learning about it. And even with my experience with Tron, like I'm novice, I really shouldn't have picked such a hard arcade out of the gate, but I was even willing to learn. I mean, I fixed my issue with the sprites being gone. I figured out, thanks to some research online, it was the ribbon issue, and I managed to fix that. But my minimum knowledge only got me so far, and it was a little more than I could chew. And I had people out there that I probably could have had help with and stuff. There we go. Messiah's Gaming's back. Stop talking and play my music for having me block. All right, guys, one more time. Please don't hate me. I'm gonna swear I'll have more videos for next week. Messiah's here. He's unblocked. God bless him. One more time. Thank you for I'm going to lose so many subscribers because of that. Next week, I'll have more videos. I'm so sorry. You guys are so amazing. I love you all. Anyway, so that's my experience. What I want to say is, guys, please don't let my experience discourage you. I'm not discouraged by it at all. Like, I hope the guy who sold it to me gets Tron up and working. I would love to have Tron back. And I'm certainly going to look to buy more arcades in the future. My problem is, of course, like I mentioned in my video, there's not a lot of stuff for sale here. That's one of the things that drew me to Arcade1Up in the first place. And, I don't just want to buy anything. I want to buy really cool, special stuff. If I'm going to spend that money and I'm going to be passionate, I'm going to take care of something, I don't want to just go out and get the first thing that pops up. I want to get cool stuff. So what I would say is, again, like me, if you are interested in real arcades, start watching a lot of these guys. Retro Ralph is doing stuff. Cool Toy does restore videos now. He just did an awesome restore on a Star Wars, Sega Star Wars trilogy. I know 19K Fox has one as well. Hoping to see more coverage on that. And then also you've got guys like Retro Ralph fixing stuff. And then there's OG guys that have been doing it for years. Guys like John's Arcade. I love John's Arcade. One of my favorite YouTube channels of all time. Love his passion for fixing stuff. He has like a 30 part series on him trying to fix his Mortal Kombat 2. So, watch this stuff, learn how to do it, get interested. It's a really cool hobby that you're passionate about. But if you're not interested in that, there's nothing wrong with other options. Home arcade is awesome because it's easy, it's accessible, and it's also a little bit disposable. This stuff isn't, as big. It isn't as complicated. It's just like a little shitty PCB board, really simple arcade parts. So, I mean, it's easy to fix. Again, right from what I started with, doesn't matter what you play or how you play it. The most important thing is just playing it, having fun, and enjoying yourself. So that's the point I want to make. Please don't let my video discourage you guys from buying and owning real arcades. And also, don't let it discourage you from owning a home arcade product or playing on a multi-cade. That wasn't, none of that stuff should matter. The most important thing is just playing it and enjoying whatever hobby you want to be into. Get another super chat here from 360. I'm happy everyone who is moving away from Arcade1Up are owning it now. Never wanted to see them go down, just tired of the community getting burned. I'm not moving away from Arcade1Up. Me and you talked about 360, and like I said earlier, it's just tough when, I'm literally one of the people who has bought everything. I've already owned pretty much everything Arcade1Up have put out. So in order for me to get excited, it's got to be something exciting. And especially where I have less room now, I will very openly tell you guys, we're in like Marie Kondo maximum situation right now with my wife. So last week I posted some pictures of my kids playing pinball with me in the new game room that is basically my consolidated spot. And like my wife is downstairs, we're trying to avoid the heat, and every day she's been just like taking stuff, throwing it out, cleaning up the room. So we're in total, get rid of stuff mode now. So in order for me to bring something in, it's got to be something new, interesting, cool. So, I'm waiting for those announcements. I think that there's cool stuff out there for everybody. I want to talk about it, but I probably won't be buying as much. But thank you very much for the super chat. We also got another one here from Apolitical. Do you think Street Fighter 2 Deluxe will be a big blue? No, I don't. I think Street Fighter 2 Deluxe is just going to be a Street Fighter, but I think they're either going to go back to the first legacy model, which is what I hope they do. I love that purple, retro 90s Street Fighter 2 look. Doug Cooltoy originally had the real arcade, and I love that. I wish the original legacy cabs were a little bit better, a little bit taller, and cooler stuff, because I love that artwork. I hope they do that, or I think they'll go back to the original Arcade1Up Street Fighter design and maybe do that in the MK style that they've done for MK Legacy. That's my guess. So I guess we'll see in the next little while. My guess is before, when all these come out, we should get Street Fighter around August, September, around the same time. So thank you very much for the super chat. Apolitical. I really appreciated it. I don't think it's going to be a big blue. And then we've also got Pitbull on arcades. Pitbull has been an awesome resource. He's always reached out to me, giving me tips, hints. He had tried to help me his best through Tron, and he was so excited for me when I ended up getting the Double Dragon Pinball afterwards. Thanks, bud. I'll help anyone with real arcades. Anybody wants to talk real arcades, get information, Pitbull is an awesome resource. Hit him up. And there we go. Do you think we're getting a deluxe? I thought it was an XL this year. You mean Street Fighter? I don't know. I might have some information on a bigger cab tomorrow. Make sure to tune back. I can't say anything now because I don't have all the information. I don't have enough to talk about. Mike, can you add a counter so we know how close you are to your pinball goal? Nowhere close yet. Nowhere close. Anyways, guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I apologize for the constant pinball money video. I'll have multiple videos next week, so it's not so tiresome when the same one gets played over and over again. I'll come up with some cool stuff. If I had a little bit more time tonight, I would have had at least 2 videos done. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Hold on. One more question here. Hope you're having a good night. Do you have any plans for an updated room tour? Yeah. So I'm just about done. I've been working on moving stuff around. Like, it's been really hectic in the last little while because I've had lots of moving parts. You guys aren't going to be super excited about it because there's not a lot in the room right now. But I'll do an updated room tour, and I'm still moving some stuff around up here. I'm going to move around my office setup in the next little while too, and move some stuff in different locations, change up the lineup behind me so it doesn't look so much like P-Dub's lineup and looks a little bit different. So there we go. Oh, here we go. Another nice comment here. We love the video and we love supporting our favorite pinball, MK, Arcade1Up, iArcade, SNES streamer. God bless you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Anyways, guys, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I apologize for harassing you with my pinball money video. I thought it was funny, and I'm sorry it got played so many times right in the back. And anyways, go check out that awesome metal cover of Running Up That Hill. That is awesome. I was so excited when I found that earlier. And the reason I used that song is obviously Stranger Things Pinball. Super excited for that. And I told my wife about it, so I'm going to start saving for that tonight and saving for the inevitable divorce. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging with me. Everybody have a wonderful night. I am not a pinball YouTuber. I am not an arcade YouTuber. I am not a home arcade YouTuber. I'm mostly a burger YouTuber, but you don't see it yet. I'm Michael B, and my videos, and my channel is about me. Everybody have a wonderful night, and we'll see you again real soon. Blessed day. I'm out of here. Talk to you next time. I don't know what everybody else does. Anyways, good night, everybody. Have a wonderful time. Thanks for being here.